Fort Sheridan Forest Preserve in Lake County consisted of 250 acres of a former military base from World War II. Basically included, the site was used by the military as a former hangar and airfield back in the 30s, and the Lake County Forest Preserve picked up the project to restore the ravine, and V3 Construction Group was hired then to complete that work.
Well, we were hired there was existing stockpiles from previous construction that had been done at the Fort Sheridan site. So we were brought on site to grade the stockpiles and redistribute the material and grade out the whole, what we call the plateau area of the fort, with the property for the Forest Preserve. In that material, they anticipated that we were going to find contaminated trans pipe. And so as part of that operation, there was an environmental consultant that was on site. Whenever we hit contaminated pipe, we had to bag it and put it in an asbestos stored container on site. So throughout our grading operations, we were watching for transite pipe that we had to deal with. But the purpose of the site from the client's point of view was to just get the site prepared for future use in the plateau. And also the second phase of that project was to stabilize Jane's Ravine. And part of doing the work in Jane's Ravine was also building a diversion channel that went down through the middle of the plateau area of the site that was designed to capture all of the storm runoff from Sheridan Road, and from north of the project there's another cemetery road that comes near Jane's Ravine, and the storm runoff that previously all of that storm water was channeled to go through Jane's Ravine. And so part of our project was to change that storm work and bring it into and build a diversion channel that went from Sheridan Road east towards the lake. There is an existing pond at the lake side of the property that this channel tied into. So that was a big part of it as well. And then at the end of our construction work, the ecological restoration portion of our company did all the seeding and the restoration and the plug work that stabilized the diversion channel because they wanted that to be all native. So all that was done by our ecological restoration crew. The seeding of the channel slopes and bottom, erosion control blanket in the slopes and bottom, and also live plants. Plugs were planted in the bottom of the channel, so it would be stabilized more immediately with the vegetation, with the plugs. So it gave the channel a head start in being vegetated to be able to handle the water coming through. Because in addition to, they like for the channel to be able to kind of filter the water, storm water, as it goes through the vegetation, so that by the time it gets down to the lake, it's a better quality water than just filled with sediment.